Hey everyone, and welcome to IG8Live Esports. Today we're live with ISRL Academy Tier 1 for round 6 of 9 for the Australian Grand Prix. And we're just getting started with the short qualifying session here right now, and then after that we're going to head straight into the 50% race for the session. So we got 18 drivers all checked in and on in the session already for this race. So it should be quite an interesting one. Looks pretty sunny out, so it should be a dry session hopefully throughout both the qualifying and the race as well. We'll see how that goes through. But before you go any further, guys, please remember to not forget to just leave a like on the stream, guys. Remember, if you're new around the channel, please make sure you subscribe. We have quite a few races going on over the course of the week. And yeah, so let's have a look at what's happening on track. So we got quite a few drivers right now who are getting out on track, and they're getting started on their out laps. And we're going to start to see some lap times coming in pretty soon around here. And we're going to see how competitive the lap times are going to get as we get further on into the session. Should be quite an interesting race here. It's usually where they have the first official Formula 1 race of the year on the official calendar there at Australia. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys manage this track. Personally, not one of my favorites in terms of the track. In terms of being a driver on the track, I'm really not too good with that. I guess I don't really have too much luck with Australia, but I do enjoy watching the races here. So hopefully you guys enjoy watching the race along with me here as well. And we'll see how that goes on through. So majority of our drivers are currently on track. Well, we're starting, I think we're going to start to see some lap times coming pretty soon. I think, let's see. I think it was, we got Vantage has started his hot lap already. Let's go on down to him. And it looks like Sprunky is already out of the session here. Not sure if there's a reason he's retired after the session or if that was just him being crashing out somewhere. Let's have a look. I think he might have crashed out somewhere. I'm not sure, or probably just retired after the session, maybe for a ban from something. We'll know more about that later on as we get further into the session going through. But for now, let's have a look on what our lap times are going to start to look like. We're going to have our first round of lap times come in, and we don't expect the first round to be too competitive with each other, depending on how much these drivers are pushing on the first laps, trying to get a lap time in. But you know, and most drivers would tend to just try their best just to get one lap time in and then try for a better lap on a new set of tires afterwards. But it does depend on track conditions as well to see what's going on, especially if it does look like it will rain or not. But it seems to be dry on for this session as we continue on right now, so it should hopefully stay that way, as we have Vantage there has invalidated that lap, so he's going to have to try that again on another go. Let's see, we got Atmos here in the Ferrari. He's going through sector 1 here right now. We're going to have a look at him as he gets on through with the session and see. Oh, and he just got across, so he validates as well. So he's gonna have to try that again as well there. Unfortunate for a lot of invalidated times as we get on through the session here, but that does tend to happen. So we're gonna have to just switch on to someone else who's currently on a hot lap, and we got quite a few drivers who are currently on laps out at front. We got Fast 83 here. Where is he? He's in the pits. So now here he's in the pits right now. Oh, and then we have some times coming in already. I think we got Mushroom in, yeah, we got ISRL Mushroom in Sector 3. He's about to finish a lap pretty soon. But so far, we got Luba there with 121.5. Greenwell goes 122.1. That's second for him. Starmark in third, 122.8. And Lotus Storm with a 123.5 in fourth. Bulky Volcano goes 126.4 in sixth so far. And let's see where ISRL Mushroom goes as he gets across the line. Goes P4, 122.4. Nazareth now goes fastest on the session with a 120.3. So we're getting a bit more competitive as we continue on with the lap times here so far. So let's see who else is currently running. Durant might be on a lap here going through as well as he gets past Lois. I think he's in sector 1 still as he's getting through right now. Yeah, so let's see what sort of lap time we're going to expect to see off of him, as I think he's about to get into sector 2 there. I haven't seen he got into sector 2 already. No, I don't think he had a purple sector. I'm not sure as yet, but we'll have a look how sector 2 goes for him. And hopefully he's able to make a pretty good lap. So far we got Warrior Huntsman and ISRL Sprunky who are out of this qualifying session. They're not going to be making sort of lap times to get a good grid spot, at least for the race start. We'll see how that goes with them down in the back on their race start though. But still got 16 drivers left in the qualifying to finish off with 13 minutes to go. So still quite a bit of time. So we'll see how well this is going to work out here for Durant. Currently, he's still on his lap going through in sector 3, about to get around the final turn. Back onto the pit straight he goes here right now. And let's see how fast. Oh, and he invalidates on the very final chicane. So he's going to be he's gonna have to go back into the pits and try that again. We got Bagos here in the racing point. He's on a lap through sector 1. He goes here right now. We'll see how that lap is gonna work out for him. Hopefully he can keep the lap going through without invalidate lap and get that taken care of there. We got Atmos and Advantage back on outlaps there already. We got a purple sector 1 here from Bagos, so he's on for a pretty interesting lap. We'll see how this continues on through for him. I'm not sure how the race session will go, guys, if we're going to have any safety cars or PSC, but if we do have any of that happening in the session, it could possibly happen here at Australia, so we'll see how that goes. But we'll have a chance, at least if that does happen, to go through the standings going up to round 5 and see where the standings are at for both the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors' Championship so far in this season. And this is, I think it is season 3 right now for ISRL Academy Tier 1 here. And it's been a good season so far. So what this season we're only having is 9 races for the season. We're already on race 6, so we'll be closing off this season pretty shortly in another 3 races time or so after this one at least. So Bagos goes 122.8. He's in 5th with that sort of lap time there right now. We got a number of drivers currently back out on the track trying to get their times in. Let's have a look. Atmos is going through sector 1 here right now. Let's see if he can keep it together on this lap, and hopefully for him, he's going to be able to finish the lap on a pretty good note and get maybe a good lap time in. Because Australia, let's see, it's not overly too much of a long run to actually get down into turn 1. Just a little bit of a run actually, but still, with the amount of distance you have between the starting grid and getting out to turn 1, you really do want to avoid having to get in a bit of a bunch as they get bunched up through turns 1 and 2, which tends to happen with midfield going down to the back of the grid. First half of the grid usually tends to get out pretty well and without actually any incidents, but we'll see how it goes though. And so far Atmos has invalidated his lap, as we can see there, so we're gonna have to just switch on to someone else. AG has invalidated his current lap there as well. We got lap 14 currently on an out lap right now. Durant on another lap. Let's have a look where he is in sector 3 right now. He's kept it together so far on this lap going through. Let's see if the AlphaTauri driver can keep it going through all the way to the end of the lap and actually get a lap time in, maybe make it to the top 5. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make that. We'll see how it goes. Atmos looks like he was on a pretty good lap, had a proper sector and everything, and then just messed that up. He's going to have to try again, but running out of time here right now. Now that's 6 currently for Durand there at a 122.6. Not too bad of a time so far for this qualifying, but things are going to get a bit more competitive as we approach the end of the qualifying session. We're already down to just under 10 minutes left in qualifying, and yeah, it's enough time for these drivers to actually work it out and, you know, get some lap times in, but they're going to have to be a bit careful as well to see how they're going to get that done, because we already have 2 drivers out of the session. They're going to be starting at the back of the grid, and we got 18 cars starting this race, so we'll see how that works out. Starmark here, let's see where he is right now. Indy McLaren running through sector 1, and let's see how his lap times are going to go, if you're actually going to see any purple sectors off of him or not here. I'm not sure, but this qualifying session seems to be going pretty well so far. And not too bad with 18 drivers joining in. We're just 2 drivers short of a full grid here of cars right now for this race. Once again, guys, please don't forget you joining on the stream. Thank you guys for joining on, and please don't forget to leave a like on the stream, and remember to subscribe to the channel. If you're new around here, it's majority of the things we do around here are basically esports races with a commentary on. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and if you do subscribe and share the link out as much as you want. And guys, please do remember there is a link in the video description there to join on to our channel Discord, so you can have a chat with me and the drivers as well that you see usually driving here. Majority of them are already in that Discord there, so you can also have a chat with them, especially if you're also interested in joining one of these leagues that we do streams for. It is kind of an easier way for you guys to get contact with the league owners and the league admins, so go ahead and check the link out, and if you're interested in joining, just join on through. Alright, so we got Stormer coming around. Let's see if he's improving his lap time here. For 10th right now at 122.8, and he goes across the line. Let's see, does improve, goes 122.3. that's 5/10 faster, so not too bad for Stormer there, improving his position as well, going all the way up 3 positions up into P7 for the start of this race. Currently, we still have Nazareth though holding on to the fastest lap in this session, so that's a provisional pole time right now for him. His 120.2 there. Fast 83 went second so far with a 120.8, just about 6/10 slower than that. Lubo currently P3, 121.5, not too bad of a time, still a pretty good position to start the race in. And Greenwell they're currently P4, 121.7. Mushroom currently P5 with a 121.9. So far not going too bad for these guys in qualifying. I think we're going to switch on to, let's have a look at lap 14. Oh, and he's invalidated that lap, so not going to be able to make a lap time there. And where is Atmos on track right now? We're once again going on with him, and as soon as we do, he invalidates the lap. We might be giving him some bad luck here today. I'm not sure. Sorry, Atmos, I'm not sure. Every time we switch to you, you've been invalidating laps. So I'm not sure if we're making him nervous or not. I'm not even sure if he knows we're switching to him. But unfortunately, he's not able to make a lap time in this session as yet, and we're 6.5 minutes down with left in the session at the moment, so he's gonna have to get a move on to try and get a lap time in here if he really is gonna try to get a good start in this race. So far we're following on with Bagos here in 11th right now with a 122.8. Let's see if he's able to improve his lap time on this lap that he's currently in sector 2 and running on through here. And does invalidate as well. We might be giving these drivers some bad luck today. So who else should we have invalidate the lap? Let's see what Maverick is on to now. He's going into the pits. He's probably getting away from us here right now. Doesn't want an invalidated lap. Getting back on with Starmark right now. Is he on another lap here or not? I'm not sure. I really can't tell. But probably not at the moment there. Let's get on to, so we got Lubu here on an out lap out front already. Nazar still holding on to his provisional pole time of 120.2, so really a pretty good lap from him so far in this session. We're just waiting for the let's see who else is left. Oh, we got 4 drivers currently out of this session, by the way. I just even noticed that Bagos is out, AJ out, and we know Warrior Huntsman and ISRL Sprunky were out earlier. We're still waiting for Atmos to get a lap time in. Well, unfortunately he's not able to, because every time we switch to his car he just invalidates a lap. I definitely think I'm giving him some bad luck on this session here today. I'm not sure what's happening, but we'll see if he's able to do that. He's the only driver currently on track still that's active on track that still needs to get a lap time in. 4 other drivers are out and everyone else currently has some sort of lap time in here. I think he just needs to get any possible lap time. Even a 122 would put him somewhere on the grid at this point, just to get a pretty good start, maybe somewhere in the midfield of the grid, at least for now. But we're just under 5 minutes left right now. I think he's gonna try back, hopefully get her back before that timer is up, and try to get a lap in. And maybe we'll not switch to him. We'll have a look and see what we're gonna do in that case. But let's continue on here right now. Who are we running with? We got Fast 83 on a lap here at the moment. I think he is. Well, let's have a look and see how that lap is gonna be going for him. And we got contact between some cars here, and that's a 5-place grid penalty for Loaded Storm there. I'm not even sure what happened between the two of them, but yep, a collision between him and Fast 83, so that's gonna be a bit of an issue with Loaded Storm already down in 13th and having a 5-spot grid penalty for the race. I'm not sure how well that's gonna go down. We'll see what happens in that case there. I'm really not sure how these guys are gonna deal with that, but let's see our who else is still running here right now. I'm trying to have a look. Poison is a guy we haven't focused on too much in this session so far, and he's invalidated the current lap that he's running on. We got Mushroom on a lap here as well in the Renault. Well, I thought almost he invalidated that one there. Went a little bit too much on the inside for that. That would be comfortable with, but so far so good on his lap as he goes on through. And he's going to continue on. Let's see if he's able to finish his lap and maybe get a better position in here. He currently he's in a 6th position for the start of this race with a 121.9. Quite a few drivers are already out of the session. Some of them have just retired off of the session. Not going to try and make another lap time in. We got Atmos on another lap there already, a hot lap. Should we switch to him or not? I'll probably let him be right now and have him just make his lap time in. I'm not going to switch. Let's see if he actually makes a lap time there or not, or if he's going to invalidate. If he invalidates that lap, that means it's not us, it's just on him. And we're not going to take the fall for that one, but let's see if he's able to make a lap time. We're going to follow Mushroom as he gets across the line, 121.954, and let's see, does he improve? Yes, he does. Goes on to provisional pole with a 120.005, a whole 2/10 faster than what Nazareth did. Quite an impressive lap time there from Mushroom. Takes away provisional pole position from Nazareth, so that's going to be pretty tough to beat. Let's see if anyone else is going to be able to actually get above that or not. Nazareth might be on a lap here. Let's have a look. Yep, and looks pretty close to invalidating that lap. Let's hope he's careful getting on through the rest of this lap here, and I think it's just through to the final turn. There we go, back onto the pit straight, and let's see if he's able to get a faster lap than a 120. Oh, he does actually get it, 119.924, so he takes back his provisional pole start there right now from Mushroom, puts him down to P2, and let's see who else is running faster. The tree back into the pits. He's not getting back out here. I don't know if he's going to do another lap or not. We're going to have to wait and see. We're still waiting to see if Atmos is actually getting a lap done, and I think he's about to go across the line. Is he getting a lap? I don't see lap times. He might have invalidated that lap there as well. Let's switch on back to him here right now, see what's happening. We're going to keep on board with him and see if he's able to make a lap time on this occasion here. I think we got Lubo on another lap, Starmark on another lap, Greenwell as well on another lap running there right now. Luck 14 might be on another lap there as well. So let's see. We're going to keep on with Atmos here. I don't think it's us. It might just be, I don't know what's happening with it. Maybe it's just a track that's giving him a hard time to get a lap time in. But so far, let's just keep on with him and see if he's able to finish off. We got just a minute and 10 seconds left in qualifying here. We got a short qualifying session, so we're about to be over with that, and then get straight into a formation lap and a 50% race, which I know everyone is basically looking forward to see how that rundown into turn 1 is gonna go for the Australian Grand Prix, and it should be quite interesting to see if we're gonna have a safety car on that incident there or not. I'm not sure as yet. We'll see how it goes though, depending on how much these guys are going to push on through for the first lap. I think that's going to be a bit dependent on that, but we'll see how it goes though. Should be an interesting race overall, guys, to look forward to. Does seem like it's going to be a full dry race as well, so should be some pretty fast racing getting around this track, and a lot of battles between these cars, because we got 18 drivers on the session, and we got Atmos finally getting a lap time in. Goes 121.5 all the way up into P5 for the start of the Australian Grand Prix, and let's see if he's able to keep that position there, because a few more drivers are still running right now and might be getting a lap time in or not. Let's see. We got Mushroom back into the pits, Luba back into the pits. They're not going to make any more time. Starmark out on track here right now. Is he running another lap or not? I'm not sure. Luck 14 just in front of him might be running a lap there as well. So we're going to keep an eye on the two of them and see how they finish off, and maybe that's going to be it for qualifying. As the official timer has just finished there. We're down to 0 on the clock, and it's just on the overtime for whoever is currently still running a lap, which I know is these two guys running here, and maybe a few more drivers there as well on the grid. So let's see how that's going to finish off with them, and how well they're going to place, if they're going to be able to improve their time or not. So we got Luck 14 currently in 13th, and that McLaren of Starmark is currently in 6th there right now. Let's see what's going to happen with these two as they get across the line, because they're coming down to it here right now. And it's going to be Luck 14 going across the line first, and let's see if he improves from P13 with a 123.106. Remember, Starmark is in 7 there right now, and nope, no improvement from either of them, I think, there. So they're keeping their positions as it is right now, and I think that's going to be it for qualifying here, guys. Let's see, is anyone else still running? We might have Durant running a lap. Nope, that's going to be it either. Where did Durant go? Oh, I think he might have, I don't know if he improved. Actually, yeah, he did. He improved by he improved all the way up into 7. Put Starmark down into 8 there right now. So at least he got another position up there from that. So not too bad with that there. I'm not sure how many positions he got up, but I know he was a little further down. But getting up to 7 for the race start, not too bad at all. We're just waiting for everyone to retire off of the session. I think it's just Atmos that has to retire off. Retire, Atmos. Retire. Come on. What are you doing? Just retire off of the session. Let's get on now. He should be happy with that lap time either way. It's going to put him on P6 on the grid for the start of this race. So let's see how well that's going to work for him. Should be pretty interesting. And I think we're just going to have to wait for him to get into the pits. He's not retiring off of the session as yet. Okay, so I think that is it there for our qualifying session. Everyone's finished with their laps. We're just waiting for Atmos's car to get into the garage, and then we're going to have one look at our starting grid before we get on to the formation lap, and hopefully a pretty good race coming up here in just about 2 or 3 minutes time. So let's have a look at the qualifying results here right now. Okay, so there we have it here. So it's Nazareth starting on pole here for the Australian Grand Prix. We got ISRL Mushroom starting in second. We got Fast 83 is going to start third. Luba is going to start fourth. We got Maverick starting in fifth. Atmos starting sixth. Durant starts seventh. Stormaker is going to start eighth. We got Greenwell starting in ninth. Poison starts 10. Vantage starts 11. Lagos is going to start 12. Lock 14 starts 13. AJ starts 14. Lotus Storm is going to start 15th. And then Bulky Volcano starting 16th. Warrior Huntsman starts 17. ISRL Sprunky starts 18th. And we know Lotus Storm, I think, had that 5-place grid penalty there. So, definitely going to affect his race. We'll see how that works out here, though, because it looks like Poison starting on the mediums and the rest of the top 10 starting on the soft tires. Let's have a look on how that was going to work. That strategy is going to work out here for him there. Okay, so we're about to get straight into the formation lap and then the race session here. Okay, so we're getting started with the formation lap here right now. Looks a bit cloudy on track. I don't know if there's going to be any sort of rain happening in this session or not, but we'll see how that goes. There you go, guys. So let's turn lap data on, and we're going to leave telemetry off for now. A little further into the race, once DRS gets activated, where they're probably going to put it on then. But for now, we're going to put position changes on so you guys can have a look at how position changes are going to happen as we get started on this race. Because remember, guys, we do expect that leaderboard. Sometimes that glitch still happens where it does get mixed up. So we're just going to focus a bit on track to see what's going to happen. I'll try to catch everyone as they get through turns 1 and 2, mostly the midfield of the grid going down to the back as everyone gets through, to just catch any sort of incident that might happen on the opening lap of this Australian Grand Prix here. Looks actually pretty cloudy. Something tells me there might be some rain in this race. I'm not sure. I haven't asked the drivers if it's going to be rain or not, but it's looking in that direction. We'll see how it goes, though. Hopefully for them it doesn't, because I'm not sure how much of them have a setup that's going to be quite compatible with a wet track. So we're going to see how that works for them. So 18 drivers on the grid here for the start of the Australian Grand Prix as we're going to get started in just a bit. 29 laps to look forward to. And we got Nazareth on pole position for the start of this race. And we got ISRL Mushroom starting just alongside him there in second. Remember, we got Fast 83 in third, Luba there in fourth, and Maverick in fifth. That's our top 5. Let's see how those guys are going to get through. And the rest of the grid, we're going to keep an eye to see any sort of incident that might be happening down through that. And Lotus Storm all the way down in 18, because he did have that 5-place grid penalty for a bit of collision on track during the qualifying session there, which I'm not sure if it was his fault or not, but that probably will be investigated maybe at the end of the race as well as some sort of incident. But let's see how that goes on through. We're getting through the final turn here right now on the track, and these guys are starting to about to start putting their cars back onto their grid spots for us to get started with this race, which we're so desperately looking forward to. Let's see how well this start is going to go. It should be quite an interesting race here, though. And remember, guys, if you're looking forward to more racing, subscribe to the channel, because we got 2 more races coming up after this one is over. That's for 2 different leagues as well. So quite a packed evening of racing here on the channel. And there is Pitstop Strategy. It is going to be a one-stop or a two-stop. Might be a one-stop for majority of these guys, I would assume. Two-stop will probably be if they do take some damage at some point in the race here. So we're waiting for those lights to start going off, and we're going to switch on through. And I think that's just about to happen here right now. Let's have a look. And there we go. Let's have a look between Nazareth and Mushroom, who's getting a better run going through. We're switching on to Mushroom here right now, and the leaderboard is already getting mixed up. Nazareth gets away pretty well, though. Let's see if the rest of the grid is going to get through the first turn. So far, oh, we got some contact with the house into the wall there. Not too bad so far. I think we do have a few minor incidents happen as we get on through with the opening lap there, though. And I know that leaderboard is mixed up, so we're going to have to just ignore that for a bit. And what's happening down in the back there? So we got someone might have braked a little bit too early for some reason. I'm not sure. And that's a 5-second penalty for Greenwell there, I think, for severe collision with Starmuck. And that's not going to go down too well. We got a virtual safety car already because of the incidents on the start of this race, which seemed to be a little bit crazy going on through there. So we're going to have to see how the grid stacks up as that leaderboard gets sorted back through in just a bit here right now. So remember guys, we're still on the opening lap of race. That's lap 1. Quite a few incidents on that race start, so we're going to see how well it actually went off. So there are your position changes right now. The leaderboard has set itself back. It's Nazareth still leading the race with ISRL Mushroom still running in second. Lubo and Fast 83 have switched positions there. Maverick still running there in 5th, and Durant got a position up. Luck 14 got 6th position up on this race start, so he's done pretty well for himself, as well as Loaded Storm there. He started down in 18th and got all the way up into 12th position on the race start, and we can see Atmos has fallen down all the way to 18th. He is down 12 positions from the start of this race. Had quite a bit of incident at the start there. And yeah, the VSC is going to be over just about now, and it's already over. So we're getting back to racing here right now. Let's see if Mushroom is able to chase down Nazareth into turn 1 on the second lap of this race. And he doesn't look like he's going to get too close. So we're going to get on through with the rest of the grid and see they're just a little bit spaced out, but just still under a second between most of these cars as they get on through here right now. We're trying to keep an eye on the gap as it is. AMR advantage here. He's chasing down Luck 14. And how far is that gap? Not too far, about 6.9 seconds. So a little bit of way for him to catch up right now. So he's going to try and do that. Out in front here, we got Durant, Maverick, and Fast 83 pretty close up to each other. And these three are going to be fighting off just a little bit. So let's see how that battle continues on through. Out in front, we got Mushroom getting pretty close to Nazareth there. So we're going to have a look at that as well. See how that battle is going on through as he's looking to get around the outside, but not close enough to get that overtake done. As yet, he's going to have to push on through and just keep on that racing line. Just trying to use the slipstream just a little bit as they get around here in sector 2, and hopefully is able to get close enough to get that overtake done. But let's see how the rest of the lap continues on through for them, because we got Lubo they're coming 1.2 second behind Mushroom right now. He's trying to catch up to P1 and P2 and maybe get in on that battle a bit if he can, but he does have Fast 83 under a second behind him. We don't have DRS enabled as yet because we're not past lap 3. We'll see how that continues on. Now Poison getting a 3-second penalty for track limits there, so you have to be a bit careful about that as well. As we're getting on through to the pit straight for going into lap 3 here right now, and gap is starting to go over a second between Nazareth and Mushroom. So Nazareth seems to be gaining some time, and he's going to continue trying to do that as we get on through. Fast 83 got the fastest lap there so far in the session, and he's chasing after Lubo just about half a second that gap is. So he's doing pretty well keeping the gap as close as he can right now. He's going to try and break that gang as much as he can. Durant here in 6th, chasing after Maverick there in the racing point for 5th. Gap is still about half a second as well, so let's see if he's able to catch up. So there's a few gaps that are just under a second as we're getting through the race, going through lap 3 of 29 here right now. Remember, we're expecting majority of these cars to do a one-stop pit stop strategy for this race here. We might see a few cars doing 2 stops depending on how the tires are working out for them, or if they take any damage in the race here. That's going to be dependent on that. I mean, you can see a few of the cars down in the back have already took pit stops there, and they're getting on through right now. We already got Greenwell going on to the hard tires. Might be pushing to go all the way to the end of the race on those. That's about 27, 28 laps to run on them. And quite possible actually, depending on how you run the race, and if you do have a safety car or 2 happen and slow the race down. Oh, well, we got a bit of incident at a racing point into the wall there, and he's out. That's Maverick out of the race. And I think he might have had some contact with Durant there, because Durant's missing quite a lot of his front wing. So that's going to be a virtual safety car for that incident. The car is all the way down in the corner, but that's still going to have to be cleared off track. and that might result in another incident that needs to be investigated at the end of this race and when these guys are over here. So back out in front, we got Nazareth still leading the race, 1.5 seconds ahead of ISRL Mushroom. Lubu there in third, and he's on our second, trying to catch up to Mushroom as much as he can, but quite an incident there with Maverick. He's out, unfortunately. First driver out of the race on lap 4 as we get on through here right now. So DRS is online here right now. It's been enabled and we're back racing. So let's see how the rest of the grid is going to get through. So that's going to be Sormax is going to be able to go up into a 17th position once that passes through down in the back there, which is getting through to that point there right now. And let's get on to Warrior Huntsman there in 9th, chasing down ISRL Sprunky there in the Red Bull. And we got another Racing Point trying to fight for position here as well. Bagos there in 10th. And we got a Red Bull into the wall. I think that's Sprunky there. He spun around and he's trying to get back going. I'm not sure if he had any contact or just lost the rear. And he's back on track right now. He's going to get back on just a yellow flag in that sector. Fortunate for him, he was not taken out of the race there, but still fell along a few positions. He's going to continue on through. Bagos now in the Racing Point, chasing after Warrior Huntsman there in the Mercedes. And let's see how these two are getting on. He's using the slipstream as much as he can here right now. He's going to try and get by the Mercedes, maybe on the outside. Let's see if he's going to push on through for that. Might have to hold it back. Tries to try to avoid not cutting the track here right now. And looks like Huntsman almost lost the rear of the car there for a second, but caught it back. And we got back. Definitely he's going to look to get by here at the moment. Let's see if he gets a good go, maybe until the pit straight. He might have to hold it out and just wait for that point. And we got another virtual safety car. Vantage is out of the race, unfortunately, for some reason. And where has he gone? Up there on the side of the track. That's 2 drivers out of this race so far, and 3 major incidents since we had a start going on. Unfortunate for Vantage. I'm not sure if he had any contact or not. So that's another virtual safety car. That's going to put a pause on the battle between Huntsman and Bagos here, because you cannot overtake under a virtual safety car, or that's going to be something you really don't want to be dealing with. So they're going to have to just decrease speed by just about 40% and just continue driving through the track until the incident has been cleared and we can get back to racing, which should be anytime soon. It usually lasts less than a lap. So we can look forward to that getting back here right now. So let's keep an eye on these guys, and there we go. So track is green again. DRS is back online, and we're back racing again with Bagos just about 0.3 of a second behind Huntsman here right now. Of course, Atmos there in 9th has caught up to Bagos here in the Racing Point as well, so he's trying to get into this battle as well for P7 right now. And let's see how that's going to continue on through. Out in front we got ISRL Mushroom. He's catching up to Nazareth and probably going to try to fight him for the lead of the race pretty soon, as the gap is under a second, so he does have that DRS advantage for him to work with there right now. So we'll see how that goes on through. Still following on with the Racing Point, our Bagos here trying to catch up with Huntsman there in front, and we got a Ferrari chasing down behind. So let's see, he probably is just having a good look at the battle with these two out in front, which we can actually have a good view as well to see what's happening out front here. And let's see if Bagos is going to get a good run down the pit straight they're going here right now. Might have some DRS advantage to him. And we can actually put that on here right now. Yep, does have the DRS advantage. The Ferrari of Atmos is catching up a little bit more by a 10th or 2 as well. And he's going to try and probably get that overtake done as soon as he can. We got absolutely no ERS left with Bagos here, so he's just using his DRS advantage here right now and trying to get his overtakes done. And that Ferrari is definitely catching him. He's already losing time to Huntsman out front. Let's see how the rest of the race continues on through, because Natras is once again gaining time off of Mushroom there for the lead of the race, so he's continuing on through with that. We're trying to keep an eye on Fast 83 as well, as he's chasing now Lubu for P3, trying to get onto the podium for this race here. We got a few penalties so far in. Boys with a penalty, Bagos with a penalty, and Greenwell along in 14th with a penalty there as well. We'll see how the rest of the grid gets through though, but penalties are going to affect them just a little bit as they get further to the end of this race. And Atmos is definitely looking to get an overtake done here. He's chasing after Bagos pretty closely here, trying to keep on the safe. And Bagos goes off track, goes a bit wide and leaves a gap open. Atmos is taking advantage of that, got up the position into 8th place there right now. Bagos is down to 9th, so unfortunately for his own mistake, he's lost that position, and he's gonna have to try and catch back that Ferrari now if he wants to get the position back. Let's see if he's able to do that, but already seems to be losing a bit of time here. Actually, as we get through the pit straight, let's see how that's gonna go. Fortunate for Bagos, he did not take any damage off of that bit of mistake that he just made, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to catch up here to Atmos for the next position. Let's get up in front here to Fast 83 right now, the next Ferrari driver on the grid. He's chasing after Lubu there in the McLaren, and let's see how that's going for him, because the gap is about half a second, and I think he's trying to improve, trying to decrease the gap as much as he can. And so far so good in this race. We're getting back out in front. We're trying to follow along with Mushroom to see if he's decreasing his gap, but the gap is staying a bit constant around a second to just over a second actually, so he needs to work on that a bit. Right now Fast 83 is catching up a little bit more to Lubo there in the McLaren. Let's see how that's going on through for the pit straight, and uses his overtake and DRS advantage, and looks like he might get a bit of a run on him into turn 1, but not close enough to get an overtake done. He's going to have to just keep on that car and just probably use a bit of slipstream, trying to keep as close as he can to get this overtake done. It's going to be a little bit difficult, but he needs to just be a bit patient with it, and I think he might be able to actually get it done. But Lubo drives pretty well as well, so not going to be easy to overtake that McLaren driver there, but let's see how that continues on through, because the gap is quite close between the two of them, but getting that overtake done is going to be actually going to take a bit of work, so we'll see how that works through though. And going back down at the bottom here, let's see what's happening with Starmark right now. Going to get past Greenwell on the inside. Let's see if he pushes on through. No, actually breaks a bit early and lets it go for now, and doesn't want to risk losing that position there. Car behind is ISRL Sprunky there, and it's about 2.5 seconds behind. And Bagos takes a penalty there right now. He's in 9, chasing after Atmos, but not close enough. And Bagos has retired from the race. That's going to be a safety car. What's happened to his car? I'm not sure. See if we can have a look on track. And I can see where it is on track, but we'll need to have Durant drive up just a little bit more for us to actually be able to see what's happened to his car here. And now it's already disappeared, so we're not going to be able to see that. I'm not sure Bagos had any contact with another car or not, but that's going to be our first safety car for this race here, the Australian Grand Prix. So we've had about 2 VSCs so far in the race, unfortunately, but this is going to be our first safety car in, and happening right around lap 8. Quite interesting, because this is right around the point where drivers would have wanted to pit for a fresh set of tires and do just about 1 pit stop in this race. And we can see all of these guys pitting, and they're all going onto the hard tires there out front, which means they're definitely going for that 1 stop and gonna go to the end of the race on that tire there. So safety cars are going to continue at least for another 2 laps, and then we're going to be able to get back to racing again. So our grid is going to probably change up a little bit, maybe in the midfield or so, because right now we got our front of the grid did do their pit stops, and a few more cars doing pit stops there right now. So NASCAR still leads the race right now behind the safety car. Mushroom there in 2nd, Lubo there in 3rd, Fast 83 runs in 4th, Huntsman 5th, Poison in 6th, and currently Luck 14-7, Atmos 8, Durant there 9th, and they're getting back out to the pits there right now, so just waiting to see if they're actually going to be holding their positions as they have it or not, but I think they actually will. Lotus Sun probably will be there in 10th, AJ 11th right now, Greenwell 12, Starmark 13, Sprunky there 14, and Bulky Volcano there 15. I think he had a bit of a switch there. And then we got Bagos, AMR Vantage, and Maverick are unfortunately out of this session here right now. Alright guys, and as we did say, we were going to be looking at a bit of the standings if we did have a safety car. So currently running under, where we're lap 9 right now. So this is our first lap on the safety car. I assume we have to go another 2 laps before this actually going to go back into the pits. So in that meanwhile, let's have a look at the constructor standings for ISRL Academy Tier 1 so far after round 5 last week. So let's have a look at what that is like right now. So currently we're seeing that it's Ferrari leading the championship for the constructors right now with 255 points. Then we got McLaren there in second with 199 points. And we got Alfa Romeo currently in third, 169 points. We got Alfa Tauri in fourth with 120 points. We got the Renault in fifth right now with, I think that's 119 points. We got Red Bull currently in sixth, 104 points. Haas in seventh with 94 points. Mercedes currently in eighth with, 1 second, I think my mouse is blocking that. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. So that's Mercedes in 8th with 68 points. We got Racing Point in 9th with 58 points. And currently Williams down there at the bottom in 10th with 16 points. That is what the constructor standings are at right now for the 10 teams that we have racing here in ISRL Academy Tier 1. And actually, let me just have one quick look at let me see if we can have a look at the driver standings as well. Okay, so currently running, I think it's lap 10 we're on right now. And this, as I said, at the start of this race, it did look a bit cloudy at the start. It's still looking cloudy in the race. So honestly, I gotta be, I'm telling you, I'm not sure if it's gonna rain in this race or not. It doesn't seem like it will. I think it's just a cloudy session. But let's see how that continues on through. So let's see if I can have a look quickly at the driver standings as they are here right now. I think I can just have a look right here. Alright, so let me just make sure I have it. Yep, there we have it for Tier 1. The standings for after round 5. That was the French Grand Prix that the guys did last week. So currently we have Fast 83 leading the driver championship right now. He's in first with 157 points. Then we got Lubo currently in second now right now with 116 points. Duran currently in third with 103 points. We got Nazareth currently in fourth. He has 96 points. Greenwell there in fifth with 83 points. Stormok in 6th, 83 points as well. Poison in 7th, 73 points. AJ there in 8th, 71 points. 9th we got Sprunky in 66 points. And Atmos in 10th with 56 points. We got Mushroom currently in 11th position on the driver standings with 48 points. Luck 14 in 12th with 38 points. And we got Maverick in 13th right now with 33 points. We got Warrior Huntsman in 14th. He has 28 points. We got 25 points for Bulky Volcano in 15. Bagos has 25 points as well in 16. Scotty there 12 points in 17. And Lotus Storm, Freeman, and Advantage are currently no points for those drivers as yet. But yep, so that's where our driver standings and our constructor standings. Sorry about that, I kind of just hit the mic with my phone there, guys. So that's where our driver standings and our constructor standings are currently at for the season 3 with ISRL Academy here right now, guys. So continue on with race. So we're on lap 11 here right now. Let's see if we're gonna have this safety car go in on this lap here, hopefully. But it does look like it's going in actually, because I really wasn't watching the stream what was happening there. So currently it is gonna be going in. Let me just get my controller back here so we can have a look at what's happening. Let's have a quick look at penalties as what there are, guys. So 3-second penalties for Poison and Bulky Volcano, 5 seconds for Greenwell, so far as that is. And we got a little bit way to go more in this race, yet we're approaching the halfway point right about in a few laps time, so we'll see how that goes. We're just about to get back started here with the race on lap 11. We're heading into lap 12 here right now. One Sarmak has a 5-second penalty for severe collision with a bulky volcano down at the back. Let's see if Mushroom is getting a good run on Nazareth. Down the pit straight they go here right now, and they are back racing, so let's see how that's going to go. And he has a pretty good run getting down to turn 1, but he's going to have to hold it there in second for now, not able to actually push that through. And let's see how the rest of the grid is actually getting through here right now. Everyone seems to get through the first turn pretty well. I don't see any incidents happening down in the back there so far. Trying to have a look just to make sure everything seems to be okay. And getting back up to AJ here, getting pretty close to Lotus Storm there in P9 right now. So he's chasing down for that position. Let's see if he's going to get that overtake done. As a little further out front, we got Lock 14 chasing after Poison there for P6 as well. We're going to have to keep an eye, see how close they're going to get for that one there. And in front here we got Atmos in 8th, Lotus Storm in 9th, AJ chasing these two down. Let's see if he's getting any luck. He does have Durant coming just behind him, trying to get a position there as well. Out in front we got Mushroom chasing after Nazareth for the lead of the race. Let's see how that's going, because he had a pretty good run after they got back started, after the safety car. And that's Mushroom barely catching back that car. He almost lost the entire rear of the car and put it into the wall there. That would have been his race over, and a lot of points lost there. Unfortunate for him, he's still actually going here right now. So continuing on through, it still looks so cloudy, guys. You can really think it's going to rain, but unfortunately for us it's not. Fortunately for the drivers, they're having a dry race going on through so far. So let's continue on through down at the back here right now. Let's see what's happening with Tweed, Poison, and Warrior Huntsman. These two have switched position here right now. So Poison is now up into P5. That's Huntsman down to P6 right now. And he does have Lock 14 chasing after him there, just behind as well. So you have to be a bit careful about that as that continues on through. I'm trying to see what other close gaps we do have there at the moment. I think AJ's gap is about 0.3 of a second still, so it's actually still pretty close between him and Lotus Storm as they continue on through. And he does have Durant chasing him very close behind, so let's see if Durant is able to get that overtake done, as he's already having a bit of a look on the outside and try to switch it around, but still has to hold back his position, at least for now, as they continue on through. Currently on lap 13, guys, so very close to the halfway point of this race here at this point as we get on through to Martin with a 3-second penalty out front, so he's definitely feeling the pressure of trying to catch up to Nazareth and trying to get that lead away, but unfortunate for him, he's going to have to hold it on there for now. AJ getting very close to Lotus Storm here right now. Will this be an overtake happening? He might have to just hold it back for now. I don't think he wants to risk it. He might have to wait until they actually get on the pit straight to try this overtake, unless he has a really good go or Lotus Storm makes some sort of mistake at this point. He's holding it on for right now. Doesn't even try to take a dive bomb or anything. Naturally gets fastest lap in the race so far. And let's see how this goes down the pit straight. And DRS is now back online after that safety car incident. And let's see, using overtake. Doesn't have the DRS as yet. And let's see if he's going to be able to catch up to Lotus Storm and get that overtake done with. Because so far Durant is catching up at the same pace he's catching Lotus Storm, so that's going to be a bit of a battle to worry about there. And then we got Starmuck and Bulky Volcano down at the back here. They're catching up very closely as well. So we're having a look at Durant here right now. He is looking pretty good to try and get by AJ if he can break that gap down just a little bit more. And we can have a pretty good look here from Durant's car, what's happening out front with AJ and Lotus Storm there at the moment. And we can see Stormer coming just behind as well. So a pretty good view from that point. Let's have a look on AJ's side on the overhead cam. Oh, and I think he might be cutting the track just a little bit, hopefully not getting a penalty, as he's definitely looking to get by here right now. Uses overtake and DRS, and is going to take it on the inside of that turn. It looks like he gets that position up. Forces Lotus Storm just a little bit wide, and Durant now just behind them as well as the McLaren of Starmuck, all fighting it off for that position. So let's see how that continues, as they're all just following the line. Nobody really pushing and forcing for an overtake here at the moment. Just trying to keep their race line going through and trying to keep their positions as much as they can. Onto the pit straight is going to be a bit of a different story here right now, as you're going to have some DRS advantage, and these guys are going to use a bit of overtake as well, as I think Durant is coming off to the side trying to get an overtake done. Unfortunately not able to as yet. He's going to have to hold it on. Oh, he's trying to go around the outside of Lotus Storm, gets blocked up just a little bit, and so it's going to continue on in 11th here. Unfortunately, not able to get that overtake done as yet, but still trying to find some sort of gap to get by here right now. Finding it very difficult as well. Poison out front in 5th. He's trying to get by Lubo there for 4th position. Gap is under half a second at the moment. And and that is a McLaren into the wall. That is Starmark out of the race, and that might be a VSC. I'm not sure if they're just going to clear that off before everyone gets back around. The track is clear there at the moment, so I think they should be able to get the car out of the way. Unfortunately for Starmark, he is out of the race on that one there. That was a pretty bad incident for him. So let's get on through the rest of the grid. We got Durant still chasing after Loaded Storm here, and the gap is pretty close, but just not finding the right gap to actually get by here. And that is another penalty. I had a feeling he might actually end up cutting that track with the way he was taking that corner, so he has to be a bit careful about that as well. And Loaded Storm is under some serious pressure here right now to keeping P10 in this race, and he is having some serious problems. Also, Durant has a penalty, so he just got there, so we'll see how that works out. And looks like Loaded Storm is into the pits there right now. That's going to put Durant up into 10th place in this race, and we're having a look at the penalties here right now as it is. And yeah, we can see what they are right now. So 3 seconds for Mushroom out front, 6 seconds for Poison, 3 seconds for Warrior Huntsman there, and I think someone just took a penalty there as well. Oh, and Poison and Lou were switching positions out front. To have a look at these two here right now. So Poison is up into 4th position in this race right now. That puts Lubo down to 5th, and he's still going to continue chasing after that guy to try to get that position back. Let's see if he's able to do that or not. But so far so good in this race. We're on lap 16 right now of 29 running through for the Australian Grand Prix here for ISRL Academy Tier 1. And it's past the halfway point in this race right now. And let's see how the rest of the drivers are going to get through. Unfortunately, we started with 18 drivers. We only have 14 drivers left in this race so far. Quite a few incidents since the start of this race up to until this point as we're getting on through. Let's follow on with Luck 14 here as he's currently chasing down Huntsman. Has his gap just under a second, and he's trying to improve and break the gap down as more as he can. Durand there still behind AJ right now, under a second. The gap is having that DRS advantage, and he's going to try to get another position up if possible. Currently got up into P10 after Loaded Storm did his pit stop there, but the Loaded Storm is now all the way down into 13, so not having the best of race there right now in terms of track position as he gets on through. We're on lap 17 of 29. We got just about 12-13 laps left in this race to go on here, and it's going pretty well so far. Still 14 drivers in, so still quite a competitive race as we get on through here. We got a yellow flag in sector 1. I think someone's off there just a bit. Might be Bulky Volcano or someone that's down in the back. I'm not sure as yet who that was. Out in front, we got a bit of a gap between our cars there, so Nazwa still leads this race out since where he started there, and Mushroom still running in 2nd. We got Poison now running in 4th, just behind Fast 83 there, who's running in P3. All of them had just about a 2 to 2.5 second gap between them here at the moment. Lua 1.5 second gap, so working a bit better on his end. And Luck 14 has the closest gap to the car in front of him with Warrior Huntsman just a half a second in front, and he's really trying to push forward to try and catch up to that Mercedes as much as he can here right now, using overtake, using his DRS advantage, and really trying to get as close as he can to really find a gap to get an overtake done and get up into 6th position if he can here. I think Fast 83 just got the fastest lap in the race so far. We're going to see who is able to hold on to the fastest lap in the race as we get to the end of the race pretty soon. We're on lap 18 of 29 right now, so just about 11-12 lap more to go, and now we're going to be ending off this race here. Remember guys, we have 2 more races coming up just after this, so I'm going to be a lot of racing happening this evening, and let's see what's happening down at the back of the grid right now here. So Durant now in 11th position. He's chasing after Sprunky now, who's currently in 10th, so he's following along the order just a bit. So I think our gaps are starting to ease off just a little bit here right now, but I think that might be changing in just a few laps time as well, as someone getting off track just a little bit there, but no, this seems fine so far. getting back out front with Nazareth still leading this race here right now. He's led from lap 1 all the way up until this point, and he continues to lead as we go so far into the race. On lap 18, he's going to be entering into lap 19 here pretty soon. And he's running one-stop strategy here, as a few drivers behind him are as well. So down to the pit straight he goes. We can see Mushroom coming there in the Renault just behind there in second. And he's trying to catch up, break his gap down, but having a difficult time doing that here right now because Nazareth is keeping his gap close to about 2 seconds out in front. And he has a lot of clean air actually to work with in front of him, not getting into any traffic. So Nazareth does have quite a bit of an advantage to try and get ahead as much as he can here right now. Getting back to Atmos now in his P7 here right now. He is currently chasing after lap 14 in that Red Bull, and looks like he might be able to get by pretty soon. As we said, another battle would have come up pretty shortly in this race. Doesn't go too long without one of these happening. Let's get on board right now with Atmos here and see how close he's going to be able to get to lap 14, and if he's going to be able to get that overtake done with pretty soon here. We can see this gap start to go just under half a second, but still very, very difficult for Atmos to actually get this overtake done, because it's only one thing to just get so close to a car, but yes, entirely different trying to actually get an overtake done, which is what he's trying to get it done. And he's going to get it on the outside down the pit straight, where is the most advantage right now, using his DRS and overtake, and gets up into a 6th position there right now on lap 14, puts him down to 7. So he's going to chase after Atmos, see if he's going to be able to get that position back. I'm not sure as yet, but there has a bit of a gap starting to build already between us, so I don't think he'll be able to find the pace to actually keep up with Atmos there right now, even though he's on the faster tires here right now, but his tires are severely worn. 11 laps done so far on those soft tires, so he might have to think about another pit stop before the end of this race. I'm not sure if those soft tires are going to be able to push it all the way to the end. Another 9.5 laps which we have left in the race here right now, but we'll see if he's able to do that or not. He's doing pretty well so far on them, but he has lost a place in the race, but will probably cost him a position or two if he does decide to do another pit stop there or not. Let's get on down to Sprunky here in 9th position right now, chasing after Greenwell's Haas there in P8, and gap is just literally just under a second by a 10th, and he's trying to keep up as much as he can. Hopefully he's able to get up that position there into 8th place. Let's see if he's able to get that done, though. I'm not sure. He will be behind his teammate if he actually gets this overtake done before the end of the race there. Of course, we're going to have a look at these penalty guys to see what position changes are going to be happening by the end of this race as everyone crosses the line, because I really am interested to see how that is going to affect track position with the amount of penalties that they have. We will be putting that back on by the time we get into lap 28, so we can have a look and see where these guys are going to be finishing on the grid there. Oh, and guys, that is the Red Bull of Sprunky spinning around and actually hitting the barriers there, which I just noticed. And I think he's retired on track. He's retired out of the race there, so that's me his car going on into the corner there. Unfortunate for him, so that's another driver out. That's going to leave us with 13 drivers in this race here right now. And that's going to be a yellow flag. They're going to be able to pull that car at the side of the track away from there and continue on with the race here we have going on here right now. So far so good. I think our guys at front are still running about 2 seconds between each other, but looks like Poison is into the pits there right now. So doing another pit stop, 12 laps done on those tires, and looks like he might be trying to get fastest lap, because I think he's going on to a fresh set of soft tires, which he is here right now. So I think that's what he's aiming at, trying to get the fastest lap in the race, and after this finish on a good note with that one, and see what position he's going to be able to get in there as well. Lock 14 back into the pits there as well on his 12 lap all soft tires, so he's definitely trying to get to the end of the race. Actually, just we're having a look what's happening with the two cars coming behind. Or Poison that just got by. I think they were just fighting off to try to get by. And Poison down into 9th place right now. We're following on with Huntsman, chasing out Durand there for 7th position. Let's see how these two are getting on. So Poison came out just behind this battle here, and he's going to chase on with these two as well. And hopefully he is able to get up a position on those fresh tires there as well, because he doesn't want to be held up by these cars in front of him from getting that fastest lap in this race. And let's see how that works out for him. Of course, we do have lock 14 on fresh soft tires as well, so he might be trying to get fastest lap there as well on those tires as he gets on through the race. And so far so good, because Durant and Huntsman are still fighting it through for the position here. They're still chasing each other around, and Poison is just having a good look down at the back there. I think Huntsman is looking to get by. Let's see if he's able to do that here right now. Falls back just a little bit. Oh, and we got Poison getting in the middle of them, and he gets up into 8th position and goes by Durant as well, up into 7th right now. So that's 2 positions gained within 2 corners there. So pretty good at overtake from him. Those soft tires are working pretty well for him there right now, as these guys are still finding it through just behind him here right now. So Poison now 3.7 seconds behind. And we got Durant, I think, going into the pits there right now. He's going to get onto a new set of tires. 13 laps he's done on those medium tires there. And we're going to continue on with Huntsman there. He's still going to try to chase down Poison, but I don't think he has the pace to do it. His tires are not too old, actually. 5 lap on those soft tires so far, so not too bad on that. And Durant is going to be getting out of the pits there very shortly. We'll see where he goes on the grid as he gets back out. Currently on lap 23 as we're running here, guys. And we got Nazareth still leading this race. Since the start, he's led every single lap of the Australian Grand Prix so far. And we got Mushroom still running in second there, about 3.5 seconds. Oh, and we got Mushroom is out. What's happened to his car here? Let's see if we can have a look where that is. I think he might have lost the rear on this exact turn here, and he is into the wall here and spun around. That's where he is. He might have lost the rear and got into that there. I'm not 100% sure, because I don't think he had contact. He was too far off to have contact with anyone. He might have just lost the rear and taken himself out of the race there. Unfortunately, we're going to have a safety car for that, and that's going to lead to some pit stops happening out front. We got Nazareth in the pits. Fastly, the Tree is getting in the pits as well. Let's see if Lubo is going to get in as well. Yes, he is. I think he's thinking twice about it, but he gets into the pit either way. Atmas coming around. He might be getting into the pits as well. Let's have a look at him. Staying on board to see what's going to happen on this one here. If Atmas doesn't pit, he might be taking over the lead of the race. Let's see how he's going into the pits as well. It's just going to be a few laps of racing left down at the end. Greenville coming around, he's getting into the pits. I think everyone might be getting into the pits except for who just recently do the pit stop, which was Poison here. So he's not going to pit, and 1 lap done on those soft tires might do him pretty well as he gets out a few positions out front. Now into P3 in this race, onto a podium position here, and looking pretty good with that. Of course, there's going to be a safety car restart, and he does have a penalty, as well as Fast 83 there, as well as Lubo there. Atmas there getting out, and does he have a penalty or not? I'm not sure. We'll have a look at that as we get on through with the rest of the race. But still on the safety car going. We're probably going to have about 3 laps of racing left, 3 or 4 laps of racing left by the time this safety car gets over with. Unfortunate for Mushroom there, was running second from the start to the end of this race, going out to the end of this point here, and unfortunately now out of the race. But incidents like this do happen from time to time, guys, so unfortunately he's gonna have to just do without any points for this race. Still seems dry in the race, doesn't seem like it's gonna be any rain, as we're on lap 24 right now, following under our second safety car in this race so far. But so far so good for this race, guys. We started with 18 drivers. We're currently left with only 12 drivers in the race. It's been quite an eventful race from the start coming all the way to this point. We got Mushroom out, we got Sprunky out, we got Starmark out, Bagos, Vantage and Maverick. Unfortunately, all the drivers out of the race here, and we're gonna have to continue on with the 12 drivers that we have going to the end. It still has been quite eventful, even with the incidents that happened. We have quite a few battles that have happened in this race from the start coming all the way to this point, and I think we're still gonna have a few battles. It's gonna be quite interesting with the race finish here, because I think it's going to be, let's see, we're on lap 25 right now. I'm not sure if the safety car is going to come in on this lap or maybe the next lap. I would assume it's going to be on the next lap, but let's see if it will be on this lap or not. But let's see if it does come in on this lap. That's going to leave us with about 4 laps of racing. If it does come in on the next one, then that's about 3 laps of racing. We'll see how it goes. But either way, we should have a minimum of 3 laps of racing to finish off the Australian Grand Prix. And it's going to be an interesting 3 laps, because everyone's going to be pushing as much as they can with majority of our cars on fresh tires right now. We're definitely going to have quite an interesting end to this race, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it goes pretty well, and hopefully not another safety car VSC before we get to the end of the race, but we'll see how that works out though, because we're still running under the safety car here right now. Pretty slow as we're running here. We can see we're going to follow on with Nazareth here at the moment out front, as he's chasing after the safety car, just trying to keep up as much as he can there right now, but unfortunately cannot overtake the safety car, get back racing. And now we're going to have to wait until we get around to sector 3 to see if the safety car is going to come in on this lap. They should have got the Mushrooms car cleared off track by now, so hopefully we're going to get back racing at this lap, being it's so close to the end of the race. But it might be we might have to go one more lap under the safety car, guys. I am not sure about it, but we'll see how that works out. Okay, so we can see the safety car going off into the distance there right now, and it looks like we are about to get back racing here. So let's see how that restart is going to go. As we can see, Nazareth and Fast 83 already going for it here right now, and let's see how that's going to go between the two of them getting out in front, and still a bit of a gap between them as they get on through into turn 1. They go here right now. Let's have a look at the rest of the grid as they're coming on through. Everyone seems to be getting well. They're getting away pretty well through turns 1 and 2, so I don't think any incidents on that race restart. Let's get back out in front with Fast 83 chasing after Nazareth for the lead of the race. We also got Poison and Lubo and AJ coming down just behind. Mostly Poison and Lubo there, but still they're pretty close by. And I think they're following on with the battle out in front to have a look how that's going to work out. I already got some other purple sectors coming in with those fresh tires on those cars, and it's going to be an interesting race going all the way down to lap 29 from this point here right now. Fast 83 looking to get by Nazareth's car right now, and let's see how well these new tires are working for both of them, because so far Fast 83 is having a pretty good go, and looks like he might be able to get an overtake done if he has a pretty good gap to work with, and he's gotten the fastest purple, he's gotten a sector 2 fastest sector so far. Let's see how the rest of the race is continuing on through. The rest of the grid seems to get on pretty fine. Huntsman seems like he's going to get up position up there right now. Let's have a look on what's happening with the Red Bull and the Mercedes down at the back there, and doesn't take it into that corner, doesn't actually risk it there. Fast 83 gets a penalty out front. That's going to hurt his race there right now. So it looks like Nazareth stands a pretty good chance right now of getting pole position for this race with that penalty that Fast 83 just got, and we got but 4 other drivers behind Fast 83 with penalties there as well. So definitely Nazareth is looking pretty good at getting a race win as the Mercedes of Huntsman comes out alongside of who's that, Lock 14, and gets by up into P7 there right now. So that's a position up for him. So he's going to continue to chase after Atmos now, who's currently in P6, and that gap is already going away from Lock 14 as it's about half a second. It's starting to improve just a little bit. Out from Fast 83 has still about a half a second gap to Nazareth, who's leading the race there. And he's going to continue chasing him all the way down to the end of the final lap. As we can see, that's definitely that gap is staying a bit constant, so it's going to continue that way as it is there right now. Atma's getting pretty close to AJ here, and Durant is he's retired off the race there. So that's 11 drivers left in the session there right now. I think Durant had a bit of an incident there. I think that was just around the pit entrance there as well. Anyway, his car is gone. It was just a yellow flag, so that's okay for us. So we're going to continue on with the racing here right now as we're following on with Atmos getting pretty close behind AJ, trying to get that position up. Also trying to keep an eye out front with Fast 83 and Nasser as the lead of the race to see what's happening there. Bulky walking down in the back. He's getting pretty close to where he is. And I think we got a bit of issue with Atmos and Huntsman here. So Atmos trying to hold on to that 6th place now that he has there. DRS is now back online, so that's going to be a bit of an advantage to the cars who are going to be within a second of the car out in front. We got Huntsman trying to take it alongside Atmos here, but doesn't have the straight line speed to do it, so he's going to have to hold back into P7. And let's continue on there for now. Out down at the back, we got Bulky Vulcan still trying to catch up a little. Some gap is about half a second. We're still following on with Huntsman here, still trying to catch up with Atmos, as Atmos is trying to catch up with AJ out in front. So I don't think he's too worried about Huntsman down in the back. He's trying to break the gap down back to just under a quarter of a second at least with AJ, and I'm going to try and get that over to Gundy if he can. Out front, Nasser is trying actually to gain a bit of time off Fast 83 right now and has gotten at least a few tenths up, and is trying to get the gap over a second to keep him out of the DRS range, at least for the final 2 laps that we have running here. And I think Atmos just lost the position there to Warrior Huntsman. He might have just gotten a bit wide, and he's lost the position. He's down into P8 right now, trying to get the position back up from lap 14 now. And let's see if he's able to get that position back. Oh, and that's Atmos, a 3-second penalty. Goes a bit wide off of that chicane, and he's down at least 2 positions here. So Log 14 got a position up on him there because of that mistake. I'm going to continue on through. Let's see how we get to the end of the race with this, because we're about to get into lap 29 here, and we've just entered into lap 29 of this race. I'm going to go to the end. That's the way it is here right now. Let's see how we finish off. Let's get penalties online to have a look how that's going to work. Nazareth now has a penalty out in front as well, so let's see how this is working out for them out front. Nazareth still is going to finish on pole. We got Fast 83. He's going to finish here in second. Poison is going to finish there in third across the line, but we'll lose that, of course, to Lubu there, who's about 1.2 seconds behind with only a 3-second penalty. But Poison has 9 seconds. That's going to kill his race there right now. He's going to go down to 4th position. That's going to put Huntsman right there where he is, I think, on Lock 14. He has about 2.4 seconds of a gap to Huntsman out in front, so that's going to put him up maybe a few positions. We'll see how much position he's actually able to get up. Maybe just 1, but that might still help him as he comes to the race finish. We got Atmos getting very close by to AJ there in 7th, so he's trying to get that position up as much as he can there right now. Let's see how that's going to work out for him, though, as we got just a few more turns left here for Nazareth, who's been leading the race from the start. Unfortunate for Mushroom, who was running since second, not able to finish this race. So we got Nazareth coming around the final chicane there right now and gets onto the pit straight, and he's going to finish the Australian Grand Prix on pole here and takes that win. And that's going to be quite an amount of points that he's going to be happy with. We got Fast 83 finish there in second. And then we got Lubu there finish in 3rd position. We got Poison finish in 4th. We got Warrior Huntsman taking 5th. So far, Lock 14 now takes away 5th because of penalties. Huntsman goes down to 6th. And quite a few more changes happen because of the amount of penalties that we had in the race. So we're going to have to wait and see our final results to know what exactly our finishing positions is for everyone in the race there. We got Driver of the Day goes to Loaded Storm there, the guy who started down in 18th on the grid because of a 5-place grid penalty during qualifying. And that's not too bad for him. So let's have one final look at our results here. Now guys, so there is our results as it is. It's Nazareth on pole position here for the Australian Grand Prix, round 6 of 9 for ISRL Academy Tier 1, and he takes the fastest lap in this race as well. Fast 83 takes second place in the race. Lubu takes third. Poison finishes in fourth. Luck 14 takes fifth. We got Lotus Storm finishes 6th, started 18th on the grid, and takes driver of the day. Warrior Huntsman takes 7th. Atmos takes 8th. Balkifano takes 9th, and we got AG there in 10th, Greenwell 11th, Duran takes 12th, Mushroom will finish in 13th, Sprunky down 14th, Sarmak 15th, Balgazar 16th, Vantage 17th, Maverick there down in 18th position. Alright guys, thank you guys for joining on to the stream for this race here today. I appreciate you guys joining on, and remember don't forget guys, leave a like on the stream. Remember, if you're new on the channel, just make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and we have another race coming up in about 30 minutes time. We'll be starting another stream guys, so don't forget to join on to that one as well, and I hope to see you guys there. Thank you guys for joining on this session.